Hi there. Welcome to our video. You know, I get a lot of emails from people who tell me that their baby was sleeping really well until they hit the 6-month mark. Now, really well is kind of a relative term, right? Means really well to me, might not mean really well to you, and vice versa. But a lot of people find that around the 6-month mark, challenges increase. And I want to talk today a little bit about why that is and what you can do to fix it. Around the 6-month mark is when a baby really becomes aware of their environment, right? You can see it. They're developing their own little personality. You know, they're starting to explore their skill sets. They're developmentally, you know, being able to move around a bit maybe or sit up. And so a lot is going on in the 6-month mark. And one of the things that they tend to start doing at the 6-month mark is figuring out how they get to sleep, right? We've talked a lot about sleep props. If you don't know what that is, there is tons of content on the blog about sleep props. But I find that around the 6-month mark is when a sleep prop, if it's been used, you know, here and there or periodically in the first 5 months of life, becomes really the central focus in the 6 months. So maybe you were able to sometimes rock your baby for a minute or two and then put her down. Maybe you fed her till she was almost asleep and then you put her down. You kind of did these patterns for the first 5 months, but now all of a sudden it really feels like you have to rock baby for 15 minutes until she's fully asleep and then transfer her to the crib, and even that's not going well. So whenever I hear a parent tell me that the props they were using quite easily in those first few months of life are now becoming problematic, meaning that it's taking longer and it's harder work to get baby down, I consider that a good sign, right? I get excited for those parents when they tell me that, because what that means is the sleep props that your baby is using or has been using up until now are not really working that great for her anymore. And she is most likely looking for some guidance on how to do this a bit more independently, but she just doesn't know what they are. So when I hear that and I tell people, let's get started on the Sleep Sense program, they find that it really only takes a couple of nights for their baby to figure out what to do without the prop, start self-settling on her own, start sleeping more solidly through the night. And those are the people that are jumping for joy, because it really only took a few nights and it was certainly not as hard as they thought it was going to be, and that's because their baby was really ready to find those skills. So if you're struggling, I want you to have a look at, have you noticed that the sleep props are getting harder to use? Right? It's taking you longer to rock her, it's taking you longer to nurse her, you're having to do it more than one time in a night. You know, get her to the crib, she wakes up, you go back to your chair, do some more rocking, do some more nursing, try to move her again. If it all feels like it's becoming really laborious, then this is the best time for you to start taking some steps to teaching your baby to sleep well and independently, because she's ready. Thanks so much for watching. Sleep well.